Hello everyone, this is Tan here and you're watching Cars and Tarun. So it's been a while since my last video, and that's because school had just started and there's a lot of school work to do. So yeah, we're back with part 2 of the Lexus video, and we'll be seeing the interior of the Lexus. So without further ado, let's go. So now we're in the interior of the Lexus, and the Lexus is a very quiet car, and as you can see, you can't hear anything except for my voice. And that's because of the insulation that Lexus provides in all of its cars. So let's talk about the overall design of the Lexus. So the interior of the Lexus has a lot of flowing lines and very beautiful designs. And Lexus has provided us with that because of the luxurious feel it provides. And that's one of the main and strongest selling points of the Lexus even today. So talking about practicality and space in the Lexus is quite a practical car with a lot of storage in it. And the two main pockets in the Lexus is one on the passenger side door and the other one on the driver's side door. And the glove compartment and the center glove box are quite deep too. So talking about the comfort, the Lexus has a lot of leather in it, which includes the leather seats and the leather handles. And the seats are very comfortable and very soft too. And talking about the seats, the Lexus has a very useful feature, which is heated seating, and the heated seating is located right there. And also the seats, they have a 10-way adjustable seating system, which is a very surprising feature for a 2007 car, and that's one of the technological advances of a Lexus. And another feature related to the seats are that if there are multiple drivers, they can set their own seating preferences with the L1 and L2. So two drivers can use it with ease. So now let's go to the center console of the Lexus. So right below it has the gear lever, and Lexus has finished it in a very premium touch and has a wooden feel to it. And the wooden feel is there throughout the car. And right there it has the S, which is for sport mode, and Lexus has provided us with the sporty driving, so this can be changed when driving. So now let's go to the top of the center console, and let's start with the AC vents. So Lexus has two AC vents in the center console, and the other two is one right there on the passenger side, the other one on the driver's side. And right below the AC vents are the digital clock, and it's quite an old technology, but it was quite modern for its time. And right below it are the AC controls, and it has the temperature control for the passenger side and the temperature control on the driver's side. And this system is an automatic AC system, which is quite cutting edge. And right below it is the CD player, which we've used as a phone holder. And also right below it lies all of the radio controls, like the radio stations, the volume knob, and right below it has the stations. It has 6 stations, and it has a small display. And finally it has the car charger, which can be used as a phone charger. And moving on to the door panels, Lexus provides us with the one-touch power system, and this one-touch power system is there on all 4 windows. And right here is the controls for all 4 of the windows. And right above the controls lies the power locking for all 4 doors. And now moving on to the mirrors, right there is the mirror controls. So moving on to the steering wheel, Lexus has a really nice wooden trim to it, and it has a very soft touch. And the Lexus has a 3-spoke steering wheel, and that gives a very sporty design, yet comfortable design too. And it has some leather stitching right there. And now moving on to the steering features, on the right side is the calling buttons, so you can attend calls and you can reject calls. And also right below it has a display button, and I'll go over the display button when I'm talking about the instrument cluster. And on the left side lies the volume buttons for the radio and also the channel buttons. So now let's talk about the instrument cluster in the Lexus. And in my opinion, this is one of the highlights of the Lexus, because even though it's quite modern, it's quite clear and easy to read, unlike modern cars. And compared to the newer Lexus models, this is a very elegant and neatly spaced out instrument cluster. So now let's just start with the speedometer. So it has the simple and easy to read speedometer. Down below has the fuel gauge, and it has the odometer reading, and it has which gear you're in, and now it says it's in park. And right above it is the display controls, and the display controls has the range and the average fuel mileage and the tank average and the current MPG and the average speed, and also it has the outside temperature. And now looking at the RPM gauge, it revs out at 60 to 100 RPM, and it has the temperature of the engine, and that's basically the overview of the instrument cluster in the Lexus. So now let's take a look at the moonroof, and the controls for the moonroof lie right here, and there's a slide button, and when the slide button is pressed, the moonroof slides back, and right there has the close button, and when the close button is pressed, it closes down. And there's another feature which says tilt, and when it's tilted down, it just lets a little bit of air in, and it can be tilted down, and then that's the feature of the moonroof. So now let's talk about the rear seats. So talking about the headroom, even a 6-footer would have a decent amount of space. And the legroom, as you can see, the seats have been pushed all the way to the front, and it gives decent amount of legroom. So let's take a look at the boot of the Lexus, and let's get it opened. So here's the key, and let's get it opened. So inside of the Lexus is the same boot configuration of the Camry. So this one has a 416 liter boot capacity, which is about the same for a 2007 Camry, and this is because the Camry and the Lexus both share the same chassis. Okay everyone, thanks for watching and hope you liked this video. So please do like, share and subscribe, and see you next time with more exciting car reviews. Bye.